So children, in this video we'll talk about our next source. We are on page 59 and this talks about Samudragupta, one of the very illustrious ruler of this Gupta dynasty. Let me tell you a very interesting fact. If we wouldn't have found this Allahabad pillar inscription, it's still preserved. If you go to Allahabad Museum and this pillar you will find over there, you can see, and Prayagraj is nearby. So we wouldn't have come to know about this king. And this Prashasti Patra you have done in Sanskrit, you have done in Hindi. Prashasti Prashansa. We are talking about good things about this ruler. So Harishen was the court poet of this king, and he wrote this Prayag Prashasti. But Prayag Prashasti is kind of only source, main source so to speak, to get to know about this ruler side by side. It talks about political geography also. It gives us the lineage of the kings and tells us so many things about Gupta rulers that without this Prashasti, as I said in the beginning, so to speak, their history was incomplete. So can you imagine something which is written on a piece of stone becomes so important that it contains the history of, say, if not, I'll not talk about say hundreds of years, but yes, it covers the history of say 60, 70, 80 years. A piece of stone becomes so important for us. But this is how we create history. It's a jigsaw puzzle, pieces and bits and pieces from here and there. But yes, the outcome is glorious. We come to know, I'll tell you, this Samudragupta is also, historians all over the world refer to him as Napoleon of India. Now this Napoleon Bonaparte, who happened to happen in much later in history, is compared, Samudragupta is compared to him. Can you imagine the irony? Why? Because we never glorified him and they did. So they are, now I think you'll be interested when I talk about Napoleon Bonaparte and Samudragupta. If they are equals, you know so many things about Napoleon, but do you know about Samudragupta? Now it becomes your duty to know about this ruler. So let's talk about the Allahabad pillar inscription. We are on page 59. Pick up your pencils. First column. It is one of the important epigraphic evidences of the imperial Guptas. Now, epigraphy, we have talked about this in the previous chapters. Epigraphy is the science, children. And which science is it? It's a science of reading ancient scripts. And ancient scripts are not easy to read. We have talked about Brahmi, Kharoshti, Pali. But here we are talking about Sanskrit, which is our own language. So whenever we talk about epigraphy, you need to keep in mind we are talking about the script which is we have found written on stones, pieces of metal and so many other things. Some of you might have been to this Qutub Minar, Mehrauli near Delhi. So near Qutub Minar you have this iron pillar over there on which again there is an inscription which talks about a ruler who is known as Chandra, that is metal. So again epigraphy. And whatever is written on the coins, on coins also you read things. So study of coins is known as numismatics and study of scripts is known as epigraphy. So let's come back. Composed by Harishen, the court poet of Samudragupta. Another question, another answer. Who was Harishen? Now you know. Who wrote Prayag Prashasti? You know. Prayag, again, now see the connection. Prayagraj, this Allahabad thing, the city has been renamed as Prayagraj, but it was already Prayagraj. It's not, they're not renamed kind of. Yeah. It has got back what it was. So, the court poet of Samudragupta, Allahabad pillar inscription, also known as Prayag Prashasti. Prashasti, I just told, Prashasti Patra, Prashansa, is written in praise of Samudragupta, keep on underlining, arguably the most powerful of the Gupta rulers. It describes the reign of the Guptas in ancient India. Besides, it provides an impressive list of kings, dynasty we are talking about, and tribal republics that were conquered by Samudragupta. So those all small states, tribal rulers, they were conquered by him, and again he could establish the rule of, he was such a king that he could bring unity, political unity in India. The inscription is also important. Now the answer, why is this inscription important? Underline, put a bracket, importance right down in the corner. The inscription is also important because of the political geography of India. We come to know which place was where. You might be wondering, were there any maps? I showed you the route in the last class. That it indicates what is the art of making maps known as. Any idea? Cartography. Cartography is, what is it? The art of making, the science rather, of making maps. Don't take history and geography lightly. They are the sciences and they are the subjects which tell you about what has happened actually. So, it indicates by naming the different things and people who populated India in the first half of the 4th century AD. Which century we are living right now? You know. So how many years we are going back? Now you know. We'll be talking about what is written in the Prayag Prashasti in the next video, children. Till then, find out who this Harishen was. Thank you.